Today is Tuesday, June 21st. Welcome to the Rules, Confirmations, and Public Elections Committee. Committee members, if they're... this is what we'll do. I was going to call an audible here, but we'll go ahead and take council members first because I know they're trying to make it to their other committees as well. Sponsor isn't here for RS 2022-1602, and I don't have a letter. So we're going to move on to Councilwoman Van Rees. Are you on 1603?
That's the Title IX.
You're on the Title IX?
I'll sign on to Hertz resolution.
Okay.
To get that moved. Yep.
Okay. All right, so RS 2022-1602 honors DeCosta Jenkins upon the occasion of his retirement as President and CEO of Nashville Electric. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended.
Thank you, Shirley.
We'll come back to 16. You want to sign on to 1603?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry. I don't want to get in the middle of that right now.
Yeah. Better be careful. We'll move that.
Yeah.
We'll move that to the hill. We'll just keep moving on. We're on RS 2022-1604. Sponsors Van Rees, Pulley, Vertra, and others. Recognizes the 50th anniversary of the passage of Title IX on June 23rd, 2022. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Council Van Rees, do you have any comments to the committee?
No, we will, with the removal of this committee, actually asked to speak on it on the floor tonight, and I appreciate the approval of the committee.
Thank you so much for always bringing this forward. It's been moved and properly seconded. Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended. Moving on to RS 2022-1605, Councilman Bradford recognizes June 22nd as Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month.
I'll sign on to that to move it.
Yep, I sign on to it too. Councilman Bradford, anything you want to say to the committee?
That's
Rutherford.
I mean, Rutherford.
No, I'm
Who are you? Nice to meet you.
And I'm looking right at you. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended. Excuse me. RS 2022-1606, Suarez, Syracuse, Withers, and others recognizes June 20th, 2022 as World Refugee Day in Nashville and Davidson County. I'm on this resolution, so I'll go ahead and move it.
Seconded.
It's moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution is recommended.
I'll sign on to 1603.
Okay. We're back on RS 2022-1603. Sponsors O'Connell, Hauser, Sledge, and others. Recommends TVA pursue solar and storage investments in Middle Tennessee and expressing support to the Nashville Electric Service Board for calling for the same. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution is recommended. That concludes our recollections, our resolutions.
that too.
We're going to move on to late items.
Nobody is here.
No,
for
they're
those.
still in committee. So what we're going to do, just for the sake of time and just order, we'll go ahead and move forward with our elections and confirmations if there's no objections from the committee.
None here.
Okay, seeing none. We're at the Airport Authority reappointment of Ms. Nancy Sullivan for a term expiring on April 6, 2029. Ms. Sullivan, are you present? Thank you for joining us. Since you submitted your documentation, has anything changed regarding your application that the committee needs to be aware of? Residency, conflicts, et cetera, et cetera?
No, it's all correct.
Okay, and just tell us briefly why you're seeking for reappointment.
I'm sorry, what am
Tell us briefly why you're seeking reappointment.
Well, I'm a resident of Donaldson, and I have a business in Donaldson. I've been on the board for 4 years now. There's so much going on, all the construction, all the improvements, all the planning. I'm the representative engineer on the board, and so I just feel like I could really help them out, and I've certainly enjoyed it. They've got a great staff. So I would ask that you reappoint me.
Thank you. Beautifully stated, I think. Don't you think so, Councilman?
Agreed.
Can we get a motion?
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded. Any questions from committee members regarding this reappointment? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Ms. Sullivan will be recommended. Moving on to the Civil Service Commission for reappointment of Ms. D. Billy Sanders for a term expiring on March 31st, 2027. Ms. Sanders, thank you for joining us today. Same question applies. Has anything changed since you submitted your information, residency, conflicts, etc.? And state briefly why you're seeking reappointment.
No, none of my information has changed. And I'm seeking reappointment because I feel like I have contributed to the commission. I've served a couple terms, and I think it's a very important commission. We affect the lives of the employees at Metro, and I try to look at the issues that they appeal, according to the law and in an equitable manner. We also are, responsible for developing, promulgating rules of the Civil Service Commission and doing the pay plan. And so I feel like I can make a contribution. I have made a contribution. I have a lot of experience in this area, and I would like to be reappointed.
Thank you so much. Been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Ms. Sanders will be recommended. Moving on to Fair Commissioners Board appointment of Mr. Anthony Owens for a term expiring on June 6, 2027. Is Mr. Owens present?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Owens. Has anything changed since you submitted your information, conflicts, residency, etc.?
No, it has not.
Okay. And tell us briefly why you're seeking this appointment.
I'm a native Nashvilleian, and I want to be able to use my time and talent to contribute to my city. And I think the skills that I have developed through my background in coaching and administration and now in public relations, I think will go a long way into helping out the board.
Okay. Are there any questions from the committee members?
Yes, what position did you play with the Minnesota Vikings?
Wide receiver.
Thank
that
you.
gonna have an impact on your vote?
No, I just was curious.
Okay. Get a motion?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Owens, you'll be recommended.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Metropolitan Board of Equalization reappointment of Ms. Sherilyn Pettis as an alternate member for a term expiring on June 6, 2024. Is Ms. Pettis present?
Madam Chair, Herman Rubin with the Assessor's Office. We would ask for a deferral. Ms.
Okay.
Pettis could not be here tonight.
Okay.
I just found that out about 15 minutes ago.
Hey, life happens. We definitely understand.
Thank you.
Can we get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, so we officially vote on it. Okay, so we're gonna defer Ms. Pettis for one meeting. It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to Property Standards and Appeals appointment of Ms. Mirza Esteban for a term expiring on April 7th, 2026.
I am here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, has anything changed since you submitted your information, residency, conflicts, or anything that the committee needs to know?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, just tell us briefly why you're seeking this appointment.
One is because I'm a resident of Davidson County. I have a lot of experience in finances, and I would like to be involved and contributing to the community. I come from a Latin background, and I would like to do a little representation of my community as well.
Thank you. Beautifully stated. Any questions from committee members? Okay, seeing none. Motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Esteban, you'll be recommended. Thank you so much. Moving on to Property Standards and Appeals Board appointment of Ms. Lavinia Harrison for a term expiring on April 7th, 2026. Is Ms. Harrison present? Oh, thank you for joining us, Ms. Harrison. Has anything changed since you submitted your information as it relates to residency, any type of conflicts?
No.
Okay. And tell us why you're briefly seeking this appointment.
Well, as a native Nashvilleian, I've served on many boards and commissions, and I love to serve my hometown of Nashville in any way I possibly can to serve. And I have a wealth of skill sets that I can offer almost anywhere, and so it's my pleasure to do so.
Okay. Any questions for committee members for Okay, seeing
Move
none.
approval.
Motion, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Ms. Harrison will be recommended. Moving on to the Public Library Board, reappointment of Ms. Keith Simmons for a term expiring on May 5th, 2029. Mr. Simmons?
Here.
Thank you. I know you've heard the show at this point.
All correct.
Okay, thank
Nothing
you.
changed. Well, I've been involved with the library, either with the Library Foundation or the Library Board for now a quarter century. It's a little staggering. And I'm proud of what we've done, and I think we've got a great library, and we're now going to lose our chief librarian, and so it's a transitional time for us, and so I'd like to stay on to see us through that. And but I just have a passion for the library. I think it's one of the most democratic institutions that we have, and so I've sort of devoted a good bit of my time over the last 25 years to it, and I'd like to stay on.
Thank you. Any questions for committee members for Mr.
I mean,
Simmons?
25 years is a long time. Can we
You
just
telling
get
me?
right? Like, are we giving you like free library funds or anything? Like, what is the hook here? How many books do you think you've checked out
There's
during
no
that time?
graft here at all. It's all on the up and up. I don't know how many I've checked out over those
Well,
years.
we
but,
appreciate it. That's a long time. And our library system has grown a lot during that, and I know a lot of it is from longtime board members like yourself, so thank
And
you.
a lot of it's because of good support from council. And we never underestimate that.
Thank you.
Move approval.
That was nice for him to say. Thank you.
Hint, hint, everybody.
Right, we're only voting on the budget. Right.
Well,
It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Simmons will be recommended. We're on the Transit Authority, reappointment of Ms. Gail Carr-Williams for a term expiring on May 1st, 2027. Ms. Carr-Williams?
Everything is still the same.
Okay.
I would love to continue serving on this board. Haven't been on the board as long as you, Keith, but.
but you're not as old as I am either.
So that's okay, so I'm hitting on 20, and because of that, I really want to serve, because I wouldn't know what to do with the third Thursday of every month. Go to MTA, but no, I think transit is growing in this city, and it's an opportunity to take my experience and my expertise on being on this board for this period of time to sort of continue to help MTA grow and help Nashville be a city that is known for its transit. And I too do appreciate the support of many mayors that I've gone through on this board, and also many council members in the future. And it's just my honor to serve. And I am a child of transit because my dad was a bus driver in Detroit for all my life, and I always wear that proudly.
This is better than the other day in the heat.
Yeah, but it's sort of hot in here too. It's still
Not
not
as
as
bad
hot
as
as
it
it
was
was
at
at
the
the zoo. It was so hot, and thank you for being there. That was awesome that you were there
Absolutely,
with
it
us
was
to
my
lunch.
pleasure. Move approval.
Been moved and properly seconded.
My constituent and I would like to second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Ms. Carr-Williams, as recommended. We're on to the Transportation Licensing Commission, reappointment of Mr. Freddie Carr for a term expiring on April 30th, 2024. Is Mr. Carr present?
I don't see him, but Billy Fields is in the hallway. He might have some information.
Billy, is Mr. Carr present?
Mr. Carr was stuck out on I-40, like 25 miles out, was trying to get here. I do not think he can get here. If he could be deferred, I'll promise you we'll get him at the next meeting.
For one meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe we need to get him a bus pass, maybe. Maybe hook up some of these.
I will provide personal taxi service, or I think I could get a bus now.
Yeah.
Soon I'll get a bus.
Get a bus.
Okay,
Transit is
important. It's been moved and properly seconded for a one meeting deferral. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Our last Transportation Licensing Commission reappointment of Mr. Sal Hernandez for a term expiring on April 30th, 2024. Mr. Hernandez, thank you.
Yes, my application is in order and still up to date. And I've served on the commission now for about 11 years, and I have enjoyed it, and I'd be honored to continue to serve for another term. There's been a lot of changes in the last several years, a lot of changes going on right now, and there's been a lot of fresh commissioners, and I'd be honored to stay on as one of the older veterans, I guess.
Okay. Any questions from committee members? Seeing
Move
none?
approval.
Moved and seconded. All in
Before
favor?
Freddie comes back in here, but scooters.
Opposed?
I just texted him that we're ready for
Mr.
him.
Sal Hernandez, it's been recommended. This is what we'll do, we'll just go ahead and thank you in advance for offering yourself up to either initially serve or to serve again. You should all have your parking passes, your parking tickets, so that, your validation, so you can get out of the garage. You're gonna be escorted back into the chamber. Once the meeting starts, Vice Mayor will do his run of show. For your veterans, you know how the agenda goes, so.
All right,
Now, this is
Hannah-
this awkward silence where I have nothing else to say.
Nobody that has late amendments is here, so we.
grab 'em.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm good.
You said free.
I was
Good to see you.
I was on that library for 8 years.
I know, you were.
Certainly, some of them a long time. I knew Kathleen was gonna ask. Kathleen was like, what are you getting?
Spy Thomas.
Like, my brain.
You are up.
Thank you.
Oh,
Here we go.
here we are.
Here we are, Councilman.
Oh, I was saying that for the scooter part, not for the Freddie part, but.
You've got dose.
Yeah, so you have two late amendments.
What's your problem?
He wasn't ready for Freddie.
Go first so I can run back again. Can you let me go first? My item is not
They've been
there.
waiting for me this whole time, so if they're willing to let you go.
Yeah, please, let me go first so I can get back to budget.
Okay, so we're back to,
1248, late amendment. Swar.
yeah, Swar.
Why is it late?
Councilwoman Swar.
That's a great question. That's a wonderful question. So it was late because when I was looking at the substitute, I saw that the chair had added COB, some positions in there. But later when I look at the position that she added, I realized that it's not the position that is much needed. I had a budget conversation with the COB and some officers about our alternative to policing strategies. And one of the things that the COB talk about is that they need a social worker. So when somebody is impacted by a police shooting or an officer action, they want to come in and talk to the COB, and the COB help them deal with that trauma. And so the need for a social worker was crucial. The need for a public information officer was very crucial, and that's not the position that we're funding. And so that's why I decided that, look, if we want them to do their job, and we want them to do it very well in a way that is very impactful to the citizens that they serve, we need to give them what they need. The COB's budget nationally supposed to be 1 cent of every dollar that the police department gets less than that. The officer to staff ratio is about 522. They're trying to get it to 322, and the national average is 222. So I think that we're nickeling and diming, and we're giving them some, not giving them some, and I think that we want them to be effective. This is a board that was voted on by the citizens, and we want them to be able to do their job and do them very well. So that was why I felt like I wasn't going to have a substitute or a late because I'm vice chair. But this was one that I felt very passionate about that. I think we missed it and we need to correct it.
So it was late because you didn't read the substitute correctly?
I read it, but I did not read the opposition correctly. Yes, that was on me. Yes, agreed. Yes, you were correct. There's so many things to read. So, but
I mean,
yes.
it was only like a few pages.
Yeah,
long.
like a whole lot. So yes, that was why.
Okay, any other questions for committee
I
members?
think it's a legit reason to be late.
Okay,
It was a big binder.
all right. So Councilwoman, so we're just voting on the timeliness of it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
But thank you for the explanation.
None of you should block it.
Any objections? No. Okay. Councilman O'Connell.
Hello.
You have two.
Yes. Did you want me to start with one?
I think we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Start with your budget one.
Okay, budget one is just to have a companion to what is on the substitute in the event that the substitute does not pass, the chair substitute. So I had gotten that to the council office
just late enough to miss the filing deadline, so apologies on that one, it is late. It's basically the same material content as the timely filed amendment, just to apply to the budgets, the mayor's proposed budget if the chair substitute does not pass.
Got it. I don't have an objection to that.
Any objections? Okay.
No objection.
I mean, I think any of the budget things we
Yeah.
should not object to, given the timing of everything this cycle, so.
Yeah, that was it.
I agree.
Yeah. And both is true for both of them, correct?
Well, so the other one is a little different. We did get a fairly late last week kind of compromise amendment that I didn't receive until Friday when I was traveling, and so I was not able to view it and send in suggested edits until after the filing deadline, but it was collaborative with the mayor's office, and again, I think the outcome is agreeable to all parties, so I would encourage the committee to approve.
Well, I take back my statement. I mean, if he was just going on summer vacation, then
That, yeah, well, I can tell you the timestamp of when I received the amendment, it still would have been very difficult to get my final edits in.
I don't have an objection.
Me neither.
Okay, there's no objections. Thank you, Councilman
Thank
O'Connell.
you.
And we had one more late resolution, but
something else
none of the
ready?
sponsors are here, so I don't have a letter.
Which one is it?
It's, we're voting on the emergency filing and resolution content. Oh, I'm sorry.
A resolution celebrating the first observance of
There-
Juneteenth as an official metropolitan
yeah.
government holiday and recognizing June 19th, 2022 as Juneteenth in Nashville and Davidson County.
Yeah, I misspoke. I do have a letter.
There is a letter
approve.
approved, Alan,
Yeah.
yep.
Did you all do the TVA one?
We did.
Yeah.
Dave signed on to it.
Dave signed on with you.
I covered you.
You owe him.
How are we late on this?
Keeping score.
I mean, I think we could have drafted it when we approved it, right?
It matches Juneteenth being adopted
I
late.
don't think I don't have a problem.
Yeah. So no
We've all
objections?
been a little busy.
Did y'all read the resolution content?
No.
I think we'll hear it on the floor.
Okay.
I feel like the caption probably
Okay.
It summarizes
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
probably
I
grabs
move
it.
approval.
So there's
Yeah.
this is no objection.
No, that
Well,
one's
no,
not.
it,
Well, I
yeah,
heard
we
it's
can
a
do
duel.
it.
No
It's a duel.
objections and a vote.
It's a 2-for-1.
Yeah. 6 for, none against. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
After she wrote it down, yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's permanent ink, can't take it back.
So Kathleen, I think you missed my last sentiment. The last committee member.
Oh.
Yeah. I was thanking everyone just for pitching in while I was out sick.
She was
so,
being sappy.
Yeah, you
Well,
missed it. You missed that only one time.
I've had
so
to miss
we're
because I've been
adjourned.
sick and all sorts of things,
Yeah.
so.
Thank you.
I feel like I haven't been in this committee in forever
Same.
because, you know, I get strep throat and